Or 3 year deal there, and I'm sure I'm sure he was like, what the fuck? Like, I just signed this 3 year deal. Now I'm stuck with you guys, and you guys are just gonna. I mean, but this is what the Brewers do, though. Like they're not like they're not spending money team. With. Yeah, they're not spending money like the most of the big teams in the NL, but they're also like they're rebuilding. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Adames is a free agent after this year. He's their starting shortstop, so they get his potential replacement in case they don't re-sign him. You know, DL Hall is going to slip in or slide into the rotation. He's probably not going to be as good as Corbin Burnes, but I mean, Boris should be happy for Corbin Burnes. Now he gets to pitch in a park with no end in left field. Like,
yeah, you would think, but unless the whole selling point to him and Reese was to get there, and he was going to be a staple for a while.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's only got this year left on his contract, right?
Burnes does, yeah. It was an ARB year. His last ARB year is 1 year.
So 16. I mean, he's got to realize that. I mean, the potential is he's not going to be there after this year.
Yeah,
in the first place.
It would be awesome if this is like the guy we back up the Brinks truck too. But I mean, it's just
hard to say.
Yep. All right, Roger should be on in a minute, I think.
Why does my face look so weird? That's what it is, but I'll try it. Let's say I got sunburn or windburn or something.
Probably cold. Is it how's the audio now? Is it still echoey or is it all right?
No, it's good.
Okay, cool.
What's up, boys?
What up, dude?
Not much, man. I'm in shambles today. I'm hungover as fuck.
Perfect.
How's come?
Well, Sunday nights are my Friday nights. So after I get off work, I just kind of, I stay at Pig and Rooster till 2 a.m. because I got a young lady who works for us, Kelsey. Kelsey. I need a guy there just in case something goes wrong. So I just sit there and just get fucking torched. And that's exactly what I did.
That's exactly what happened. Hell yeah.
It seems like
St. Gerard's bowling shirts came in. There's bowling balls in this. I don't know if you can see or not.
those are some nice balls. Those are nice balls.
Oh man.
Oh boy. So obviously no deli.
Yeah, he's going on. So I don't know how much you guys know about Pig, but we used to outsource our kitchen. We would only get 10% of the profits from the kitchen. And it was one less headache to deal with. Anyway, Deli, since he bought in, he wanted to take over the kitchen. Because the guy that does a Detroit style pizza, Pat, who's awesome, he's got a lot of other shit going on. So anyway, there's a fucking asshole that was employed by Pat named Enrique. He's no called, no showed 3 days in a row. And so Dell's fucking furious. I just saw him about 20 minutes ago. So
yeah. Actually, no, Pat. He was one of the guys that started Abbey Burger. He was in there all the time when I worked there.
He still runs the kitchen at Riley's Oyster House, one of its Timonium. He's a good dude. He's happy to get out though. Yeah. His daughter, he also wants to take care of his daughter. His daughter's got like a blood disease, like I don't know what, I'm sure it has a medical term, but she doesn't have a lot of platelets. So when she begins to bleed, like she keeps bleeding and bleeding and bleeding.
It's von Willebrands.
Is that what it is?
Von Willebrands? I'll have to check with Caitlin. So Caitlin's brother's wife has that.
Yeah.
I've never heard of it before either until it was introduced to me through her, but I think that's what it's called. I knew it was a funny name.
Yeah. So yeah, Dell's just going through a little bit of kitchen overhaul and an unforeseen problem. He's like, I just talked to him. He's like, I'm fucking bummed. He's like, but I'm going to jump on this podcast and I'm going to get 7 fucking orders.
Yeah.
And he's not
that's
changing.
okay.
I don't blame him at all.
He's not
We'll
changing
have
the menu or anything. We'll have him on next week.
next week, or
Yeah.
see if he's got time later this week. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Don't matter.
I love all the notes, man. Maryland basketball's bullet point stinks is fucking fantastic. It's so short and to the point.
I mean, I mean, I shouldn't say stinks. Their defense is not bad, and not bad to good. But I mean,
Yeah.
they can't shoot for shit, man. I get so frustrated. Like they miss. Like I feel like every game I watch, they're shooting like 30% from the field, except for the game against Nebraska. And that was the only game they shot halfway decent, and they boat raced them. Fuckers.
It's frustrating. It's frustrating.
Yeah, it's hard to watch. I'll be honest, I didn't really watch at all this weekend. I was monitoring actually the women's game because Caitlin Clark was playing against us, and I think the Lady Terps were down like 15, and then all of a sudden made this huge comeback. But then Caitlin Clark went crazy at the end of the game.
I don't know if Sean Foy said on the podcast last week that he tried to go to the game, but it was sold out, and secondary market tickets were going for like $200
for the
Apparently-
Iowa Maryland game. That's crazy.
Apparently, they had a Caitlin cam at the game, like where literally there was just an ESPN camera dedicated to following her every move that you could just watch. The only reason I know, and the only reason I know this is because watching the Maryland game before that game, the men's game, that they mentioned it like 3 or 4 times. That like there's if you go on ESPN Plus, there's literally a Caitlin cam. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
That's
I
wild.
bet you she wishes she had like 3 more years of eligibility. She's going to make so
She
much
got
more
2.
money in college basketball. She's going to make so much more money in college basketball than she will in the WNBA. And it's pretty sad, but it's true.
She's got 1 more year after this year.
Is that
Does she
COVID year
really?
bullshit?
I think it's either a COVID year or senior year, one or the other.
She needs like 65 points to be the all-time leading scorer in women's basketball. She has another year.
Because I saw, like, if she comes out this year, the Indiana Fever have the first pick. And if anybody watches this that doesn't know, I live in Indiana now, so this is what I've heard throughout the town. Everyone's like, oh, if she comes back, if she goes back next year, they're going to be super bummed because they have the number 1 pick this year. And obviously, Caitlin Clark's 99% going number 1, probably. I mean, I don't know that much about women's basketball, but I would assume.
You would assume just the draw alone to sell tickets.
Hell yeah.
Or Julian Reese's sister, the one that plays for LSU, she's really good too, right?
Angel, yeah. I was listening to sports marketing, sports finance guy, and he said like right now the hottest ticket in sports, other than the NFL, which is women's sports, women's basketball, women's soccer.
Yeah. Because the markets are so rapidly increasing.
Mm-hmm. Like, because I mean, and you can get into the game for $40 million, and then you can flip it for $100 million.
Yeah, 100%.
Interesting.
You guys want to talk about Corbin Burnes? Because I sure do.
Hell yeah, baby! You sort of start with the Orioles.
Do you want to see me get a full-on erection in front of everybody on YouTube right now?
Are you wearing pants is what I want to know right now.
They're stretchy. They're very stretchy, but yes.
Mine are not stretchy, unfortunately.
But yeah, go ahead, Dust. We can dive into
it. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a home run. I think it sucks knowing Burnes is a Boris guy because it means he's probably hitting free agency regardless. But even as a 1-year rental, me and Brooks were talking before we started this. We have no left field wall. It's 400 million years away from pitcher's mound and plate. So, I mean, I think if he pitches the way he has the last 4 years, his ERA is going to be sub 3. He's going to be unbelievable for us. And we traded 2 guys. The 2 guys we traded to get him, yeah, we're exciting players, but Joey Ortiz, we talked about last podcast, he's not going to really move the needle, and we didn't have room for him anyway. We had too many middle infielders, too many guys. And DL Hall, like we were talking about, nice bullpen arm, but what's the upside really? And the compensatory pick is the pick we got from Gunnar winning the Rookie of the Year anyway. and we'll probably get another one back when Jackson wins this year. So I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be happier. We got our shaky number 1 and 2 just became one of the best number 2 and 3s in baseball. And I just couldn't be happier. I'm so excited for opening day.
I can't say it any better, really. I mean, that's exactly how I would put it.
Yeah, the only one am I a little bit upset about DL Hall? Yeah, but I mean, if it was somebody like middle of the road, I'd be upset. I mean, look what we're getting.
Yeah.
Hopefully he likes it here and we can get him to come back. But
yeah, 4 straight seasons, really... top 8 Cy Young voting. You don't fall into that by accident. This guy's a fucking stud. He leads. He's top 5 in the league in strikeouts. The only guy who has more strikeouts in the league over the last 5 years is Garrett Cole.
Was he always on the market, or is this just change of heart by the Brewers?
He was sure you're familiar. They traded Hader last year. The Brewers knew basically that they're not going to be able to re-sign him in free agency. They're just a small market team. They don't have enough money, and he's a Boris guy. He's going to go for the biggest pocket. So basically, the Brewers. They're not a full-on rebuild kind of team. They want to compete, and they've been in the playoffs 5 of the last 6 years. But what they see is they don't want him to go to free agency and get nothing back for him.
Sure.
So even if they get a couple players that are a little bit less exciting than everyone thought that they were going to get for a player like Corbin Burnes, if these are guys that are going to help you win a couple more games, like Joey Ortiz could potentially start for them. Over 100 games this year. DL Hall is going to be pitching for them, probably going to be going right into their starting rotation. These are guys that are going to be starting for them. So they got 2 starting caliber players. They get the pick, and it's 1 year of Corbin Burnes. It sucks for them, but the way they look at it is, we're not going to get anything back for him anyway. We got to get something for him now.
Yep, I would agree. But man, am I fucking pumped?
I mean, what a great.
I mean.
What a great
last
splash.
time we had a number 1 like this? You know what I mean?
Mike Mussina.
Yeah. It's the Moose. It's the Moose. Yeah, that's it.
You could say Bedard, but I mean, what did we get like a year out of that? Like, I think Mussina. He's the best.
I think we got two stellar years from Bedard before we traded him, probably. But I mean, we haven't seen a number 1 like this in a long time.
Yeah,
I saw a stat that it's the first time we're going to have 2 pitchers that came in the top 10 in Cy Young voting since 1976, when Jim Palmer and some other guy on the team, I can't remember who it was. But yeah, it's going to be basically the best 1-2 punch with him and Bradish. And then Rodriguez is the number 3, has basically no pressure on him as a kid. He can go in there and face off against everyone else's number 3s. And I love it. I think it's great.
Who's 76 was probably what, Cuellar?
Probably, I was going to say Cuellar.
It might have been Cuellar, yeah.
What's our bullpen shaping up like? I mean, I don't know too much about our bullpen. Have we enhanced that at all? Is there anyone coming up through the pipeline?
We got Kimbrel this offseason, but that's really just a 1-year Band-Aid for Batista.
Yeah.
I think they don't like Cano in the 9th. He did a lot better in the 7th, 8th last year, so I think Kimbrel is just the 9th guy placeholder. But this move really, it's either Kramer or Wells to the bullpen. And after what Wells did last year, he was great as a starter, but he kind of ran out of gas. I would imagine this means Wells goes to the bullpen, which I think is a huge upgrade for us, because he would be great in long relief.
Yeah, and I mean, our bullpen struggled a little bit in spurts last year towards the beginning of the year too. I mean, they were also worn out there for a while. So
yeah.
So we were talking about the prospect list last week with Jackson Holiday. Who wants to touch on this?
Yeah, I mean, we've said it last week. I think enough. Jackson Holiday he's the number 1 prospect in baseball. We're hoping he breaks camp with the team. If he doesn't, maybe it's something similar to Adley, where he doesn't make the opening day roster, but he's up like a month in or something like that. Or Grayson last year, I think, did the same thing. I think I've got nothing but high expectations, high pedigree. His little brother is the number 1 prospect in his class in baseball. Matt Holliday is one of the most underrated players. I loved him growing up. He's a freaking stud.
He had one of the best slides in the home plate I've ever seen in my entire fucking life when he played for the Rockies. But
Yeah.
I mean, does Matt Holliday have super sperm or something? Like this guy just fucking produces ball players. I mean, what the fuck?
I mean, what you said last week, I love. I mean, even in football, I love drafting guys that have a lineage. You know,
Yeah.
like they get to come up around the game, they get to see how how their dad and whoever else they were hanging out with. What about their business? They learn how to be pros.
Yep.
Matt Holliday, I mean, we all remember it. All he does is fucking all he did was mash.
Yeah, he's a
He had
stud.
his forearms were like my thighs.
First team on forearms. He's a one seed in the forearm. First team on forearms.
Him and steroids era Brian Roberts, giant forearms.
Oh, and Jay Gibbons was in there. No, is it Jay Gibbons in there?
Larry Bigby too. Larry Bigby had great forearms out in left field.
Oh man,
forearms.
I'm just telling you what, man. You can't ask for a better splash once you take over as new owners, even though they're still only 40%. I mean, they absolutely just crushed it.
Yeah, and Elias did say he's been in a he said, and I quote, he's been in a dogged pursuit of Corbin Burnes since the World Series last year. So he's been trying to make this happen all offseason. And you have to imagine there's a lot of other teams going after him too. This was the biggest starting pitching guy that was available. This was the best one we possibly could have gotten. Cease has 2 years of control. That's the only reason that anybody would argue that. But I mean, you're getting a perennial Cy Young candidate.
Yeah.
Well, I also saw that like this doesn't change anything on our pursuit for Cease. We're still hot and heavy on him.
And Snell, hopefully. Snell, Montgomery, still free agents. Bellinger's still a free agent.
I saw an article that said the Yankees offered. Now I don't know the validity of the article, and I wish I could give courtesy to or give credit to whoever posted it or put it up. But so this is not my opinion, but I read that the Yankees offered him like 5 years, like 190 mil or something, and he came back. Snell, and he came back with like 9 years, like 300 mil or something like that. Something outrageous.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really want Montgomery, to be honest with you. I'd obviously. I mean, I think everybody would rather have Snell, but
yeah. The biggest problem with Snell, even though he did, I think he won the Cy Young last year. If not, he was close. His biggest problem is he doesn't really go deep into games. And for a team with, I think, probably the weak spot of our team at this point is our bullpen. We're looking for guys who can go deep into games, and Burnes is that guy. He just eats innings. He's been over 200 innings, I think 3 out of the last 4 years. So, yeah. Big thumbs up.
Nope. Hey, how many days till pitchers and catchers?
I don't know. I think 5.
Yeah, that's it. It's gotta be single digits.
It's soon. Right? It's next week, I think. I mean, I can look it up now. But
if anybody from the Orioles watches this fucking podcast, just give me Masson streaming and on regular television all the goddamn time.
Oh my god!
Please put
it's
the fucking spring training games on, man. I want to learn these guys.
Yeah, you would think. I mean, hopefully this new owner understands this a little bit. Like if you get people watching the game and getting them excited about prospects coming up, you're gonna make more money. You're gonna sell more jerseys.
Yeah.
People are gonna want to go to these minor league games to go check these guys out. I don't understand the downside. Probably above my pay grade, but I mean, why the hell not? Like it makes no sense.
Yeah, I don't want to have to fly to Sarasota to fucking watch a spring training game.
Yeah. And continuing that point, when we get to the regular season, fix the fucking Masson app already. I have so many friends that have YouTube TV. And I can't watch the Oriole game when I'm at their house because the Masson app is so fucking dog shit. It's a complete piece of shit. It's ridiculous.
It runs on fucking dial-up. I think it runs on dial-up.
It looks like America Online era website. It's so bad. Please can we fucking fix that? It drives me insane.
Yeah, I gotta spend like $250, $300 a year just to get MLB Net or MLB.com to watch the game.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
Now, can you with it? And I know this is off topic, but with the streaming shit, can you like a la carte pick the Orioles and not have to pay the massive package for you, Brooks? Because you're out of
Yeah,
market.
Now I don't think.
you have like I picked like the team. I believe, if I remember correctly, I picked the team I want for the season. I can spend more and get all the like any game, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think last year when I did it, I picked my team and it was like 250, 249 or 299 or something like that. I can't remember
Okay.
what
Yeah,
it
you
was.
might want to look at that because you could probably just get the whole MLB for another $50 or something like that. It's probably
Probably.
something stupid like that.
Probably, but I still do get some other games randomly, like just
Yeah.
national games that aren't on my YouTube TV. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't complain.
And off topic again a little bit in regards to the Orioles and spring training and all that shit. I love the move. I don't know what they're calling it, but the MLB is going to do like basically a glorified futures game, but they're going to do it like a little like play-in series or something like that. I can't remember. I have to look it up. It could be a topic for next week, but to basically showcase all these great prospects over like I think like a 5-game series or something like that.
I mean, really,
awesome.
the MLB should be doing everything that they can to get younger viewers in, and which
too.
I think
100%.
they finally started doing it with the pitch clock and everything. I think it's probably going to help here, but I mean, yeah, you should be trying to get as much exposure to everything that you can.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a slam dunk. And do it in spring training. Take top prospects from the AL, top prospects from the NL, and put them in a 5-game series. Everybody will watch that. I'll watch that. Any baseball fan would.
I think it's fantastic. Now you're going to have a bunch of restrictions and limitations, just like when these guys go to the World Baseball Classic. You can only use X amount of times, but you don't want to get them hurt. Yeah, but they need to get younger. They need to get younger. I don't know what the median age is. I want to say it's like 58 or something.
Yeah.
And look, put it this way: the fucking Hall of Fame got picked, and I don't think anybody fucking knew about it. It was like buried behind like 17 fucking NFL headlines, and one of them might have been like Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I found out about it because I watch MLB Network religiously, and on the bottom ticker it said 6 p.m. today, Hall of Fame announcement, and I said, "What?" I'm as big a baseball fan as there is, and I had no fucking clue.
Yeah,
Ridiculous.
I mean, I think for the playoffs last year, for the MLB playoffs, I think the World Series for the whole World Series didn't even get as much as like one of these NFL playoff games or something like that.
Yeah.
It probably got less than like the Titans versus the fucking Jaguars back when both teams fucking sucked.
Probably.
Yeah.
We want to touch Ravens? We want to move on to Ravens?
I want to touch on this fucking deal that broke today. Bobby Witt Jr. because that's going to affect the Orioles here soon. That we were
100%.
talking earlier. Bobby Witt, KC agrees to an 11-year, $288.7 million contract extension. Gunner and Adley's he's a Boris guy too, right?
Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah,
so
Boris
I mean,
and Gunner, or Gunner and Adley, both Boris guys, I believe.
Yeah.
And Burnes.
I mean, I love it, but
Yeah.
I mean,
good for him.
We're not
good
going
for
to be
KC.
We're not going to be able to do it. Fuck yeah!
No.
Good for KC. I mean, when's the last time you remember KC spending any kind of money on a free agent? I mean, it's crazy. I mean, since they had that good run, that was all homegrown talent. It was Hosmer and Moustakas and Lorenzo Cain. I think those
Salvador
were all
Perez.
Gordon. Salvador Perez. Yeah. Alex Gordon. Yeah, who was there forever. Good for KC. Shelling out some money for a guy who's definitely a stud. He's young and he's raw, but I mean, the guy's a stud. And once again, his dad played Major League Baseball. He's got a pedigree.
Did anyone read the contract details? I haven't had a chance to really digest it yet. I see there are opt-outs, and when are the opt-outs? Does anyone know?
I don't think I haven't seen it be released yet.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't seen any opt-outs or club option stuff come out yet.
Yeah, we're recording this too close to the deal. I don't think there's much information about that yet. I would imagine in the next couple of days we'll learn a lot more about the specifics of that deal.
It at least sets a benchmark for what we need to do moving forward. I mean, I guess Elias can basically go to the table with Boris, who's going to be a dick, and bring in a binder that's the size of the King James Bible, and tell him why his players should get more. But at least lays groundwork.
Yeah, 100%. I would love for us to follow in the Braves' footsteps and lock all these guys down now. I mean, shit, it's worked for the Braves, but I mean,
We're not going to be
we were financially handcuffed for a long time, and now we have new ownership. Maybe we're going to be able to, pull something like that off, or at least for the couple of guys.
I don't know if anybody has enough money to pull it off anywhere, because I just think Boris is just going to keep saying no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is Holiday a Boris guy? Do we know?
I don't know.
I
don't know either. That's a Sean Foy question. He knows everything.
Oh yeah, he probably is actually at Scott Boris's house right now.
He's on 495 on the way there.
Yeah, still from last week.
Yeah, he's still on 495. He's never gotten off. I actually kind of wish Foy was on the podcast because Cliff Kingsbury is his new offensive coordinator.
That guy changes jobs like I change underwear. That motherfucker. He likes going to jobs for 3 days. I mean, what the hell is this shit?
Dude, Kingsbury pulls out of Las Vegas and goes to the Commanders, and Bieniemy is still on the staff technically at the moment.
Yeah, what's going on with him? Does anybody need an OC, or is he just going to go to college and take an OC job or something? I mean,
I don't know. And I mean, and crazy. To build off that, now a bunch of steam is gaining for Caleb Williams to go there with the number 1 overall pick. Because
the number two.
Well, they had number two. They would have to trade up to 1.
They're which that's the stipulate. That's what they're thinking now. Just because Kingsbury was an analyst for USC last year, so I mean that might be why Las Vegas. He pulled out of Las Vegas and went to the Commanders. I mean,
the Bears got to be licking their chops because if there's two to three top flight quarterbacks in this draft, and if they think that Drake May or Jaden Daniels has a chance to be better than Caleb Williams, they're going to be able to get a king's ransom from the Commanders to just trade one spot. They'll be able to probably get another first round pick for him.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think they've got so many options. Bears fans have got to be so happy.
Well, they better be happy because they pulled off something fucking really stupid when they traded up to get fucking Mitch Trubisky, and they gave away a king's ransom, and that worked out well because Mitch Trubisky, I think, might be scooping ice cream next year.
You know who went 15th in that draft that Mitch Trubisky went number 2 in was Patrick fucking Mahomes too. Also, Steve Belichick got hired by University of Washington, to be their defensive coordinator. Did you guys see that?
I did. I saw that today.
That's interesting.
I was watching Dan Patrick's show today. He had a really good take on Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick obviously lives up in the area of New England, and if he wanted to get a football job in college at Harvard's coach just resigned or stepped down. That would be intriguing. I mean, that would just be Ivy League school, not a lot of pressure. You're going to have, good kids. It just kind of fits, but I mean, that's a shot in the dark.
Yeah, that would be insane, but it would be awesome. If anybody's going to do it, it'd be Belichick. He's a freaking weirdo.
Oh, he's a weirdo, but you got people saying he's going to fucking coach lacrosse.
I mean, he might. Who knows?
Dude, I saw Lombardi yesterday on TV, and he was best friends with Belichick, and he was talking about like a lot of the rumors coming out are like the Falcons didn't want to hire him because he's not going to be collaborative. The first thing he wants to do is fire 30 people when he comes in there, blah, blah, blah. They want like the front office and the coaching staff to work together and all this. He was like, you guys have won 4 games in the last 3 years. How collaborative do you want to fucking be? Do you still want to collaborate with those people in your front office? I'm like, I can't argue that, man.
Yeah. You hire Bill Belichick to instill a culture, and if you're not willing to give up the reins to him to instill the culture, then what are you hiring him for?
Maybe the people who you want them to collaborate with right now are the problem. Maybe Bill's not the problem.
Yeah.
But are you going to hire 70? I guess he'll be 74 next year or 73. Do you want to hire that? You want to hire that age?
He'd better have a plan to have like a coach in waiting, like a Gerard Mayo. That's got to be in everyone's interview process right now.
Yeah. That's fair. That's very fair.
Yeah, I think it would be really great if Belichick and Vrabel teamed up like they were in Step Brothers and just did co interviews, wear tuxedos. You know what I mean?
That'd be great. Have a drum
Just
set on the
go in.
sideline.
Belichick says, "Hey, I'm going to be here for 2 years, and I'm going to peace out after I beat Shula. Then Vrabel's going to take over. You guys.
There you go, coach. There's your coach in waiting right there.
Boom.
Yep.
I dig it.
I don't think Vrabel would go for that, but that would be fucking hilarious if that happened. Yeah, did you guys get to watch any of the golf monsoon that happened this weekend?
Hey, Dustin, before we get to the golf stuff, I want to hit on this one thing real quick, football-wise.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the Seahawks thing with Jay Harbaugh. I didn't even know John Harbaugh had a son. I knew he had a daughter. Or is this it's Jim's son? Okay.
I believe it's I think it's Jim's.
Okay. Where did he come from?
What's he going to be doing? I missed this.
Maybe it is John's. God damn, I can't remember. Yeah, I think he was with the Ravens this year. I can't remember, but he was trying to go get. I think he is John's. I think you're right. Because I think he was trying to go get. Because I think he was trying to go get a job with the Chargers, but Jim came out and said that they're keeping the current special teams guy.
Okay. So McDonald poached him to be the special teams guy.
He's Jim's son. He's Jim's son, according to Albert Breer. The rumbling said he was going to follow his dad to the Chargers. So he's Jim's son for sure. And he went to Seattle, and that's awesome. And
got a better opportunity.
This is that culture.
Harbaugh helping Harbaugh.
Yeah, that's that culture now. You have the Harbaughs and Michigan all kind of like intertwined in some weird way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
All right, now
getting
into
golf. I was able to watch pretty much all day Saturday. I was really excited for Sunday before they canceled everything. For those of you who don't know, they only played 50. They only played 54 holes. They canceled. They said they were going to postpone to today. And then the weather was not getting any better. They have a big tournament in Phoenix coming up this week. So the players have to get there. They basically just finished it after 54. Wyndham Clark is the champion of the tournament. I got to watch all day on Saturday. Wyndham Clark was out of his fucking mind. I think he shot 28 on the front of Pebble Beach, which is just fucking outrageous. He had a bogey on the back nine, and he missed the putt on 16 and 17 that were, this far away from going in. And then on 18, he had a putt for 59 anyway, after bogeying on 18 or on the back. And it was probably a 25 footer. It came up one rotation short, and he shot 60. And they go into the week, or he's going into Sunday, and they called the tournament the weather. So he is the champion. It sucks for all the guys that came in the top 5. They didn't get a chance to finish out the tournament, but it's a huge deal this week in Phoenix. Everyone knows it's a huge party. It's a huge deal. It's a really big tournament. It's an elevated event. So they got to get to Phoenix and start preparing for that.
Smart fucking money says Wyndham Clark went to private school. Just gonna say.
Yeah, it's a rather good guess. He probably played some lacrosse in his day too.
Mm-hmm. His middle name's probably fucking Kiefer or something like that. Some other
or Bryce.
Bryce.
Yeah, he was the US Open champion last year, and he was always a good player. He was always hanging around the hoop, but he never really had a big win until then. And now he struggled towards the end of the year last year. He made the Ryder Cup team as an automatic because he won the US Open. And he struggled in the Ryder Cup, but looks like he's getting his game back into form. Or, maybe he just had a crazy day and he shot 60 at Pebble. It's a 12 under round. I mean, you got to be in some kind of form to put together that kind of round.
Dusty, you're obviously, we all love golf and we all follow it a little bit, but you follow way more than us. Talk about this fucking PGA deal, and then Liv. Now that we've had some time to actually digest it, what the fuck is going on here?
So the PGA deal that happened last week actually has nothing to do with Liv. It's a group, as far as I understand, it's a conglomerate of sports owners from the major 4 U.S. sports. I'm sure other guys as well. But it was a $3 billion investment from some sports group that I think was led by the Fenway Group, Which, by the way, Theo Epstein just got a big role in the Fenway Sports Group.
That fucker should run a master class, and he should run a master class in business. That motherfucker makes deals.
Yeah, he's been all over the map for the last 10, 15 years. But he seems like he's got his hand in everything. But yeah, so it's a $1.5 billion injected immediately, and then 1.5 million more dollars injected. Most of it is going to be going to the players. The top 30 will get you're higher your world ranking, the higher your ranking on the PGA Tour, the more money you will get. And it's going to be some sort of equity deal. I'm not 100% sure the ins and outs of it, but they still have to work it out with the Saudis. They still have to work it out with Liv. But this is a good step for the players because they're going to be getting a good amount more money, but also because they're getting equity, they're going to be getting more power to make decisions on the future of the PGA Tour, which is a good thing because the top 40 players in the world really should be determining how the sport is going, because all of those guys have an incentive to make the sport better, make the sport more watchable, make the sport more fun for the fans to watch, so they make more money. So I think it's a good thing for sure. It's still obviously really weird that this live PGA deal is still looming, and we have really no idea what's going on with it. But it's a good thing for golf in the short term.
Do you think Greg Norman has Jay Monahan's poster on his fucking wall and just throws darts at it every day?
Yeah, I think it's like a Major League when they're ripping the clothes off of what's her face. Yeah.
I mean, he's basically made Monahan his bitch at this point. Like, he's made Monahan his bitch at this point. I mean, Monahan's kind of done it to himself, but
yeah, Monahan has done it 100% done it to himself. I think Norman. I'm not a huge fan of Norman the guy, but obviously he was a hell of a golfer back in the day. He was a little bit of a choke artist, but he's done as good of a job. He did a great job to start Live. I think he's kind of in over his head at this point, but I think Jay Monahan's way in over his head. I don't think he has a clue what he's doing. And really, it should be the top players in the world kind of determining the future of the sport. Like I said, it's better for the game because they have the incentive. And the fans, like, we've been saying this since our first podcast, since I went on the rant about it. The fans want to see the best players in the world play together as much as they can. And right now it's not happening at all. It's happening 4 times a year. And then there's players on Live that aren't even going to be able to qualify for those majors, young prospects. And I hope that gets shaken out and sorted out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, Kim finalized his deal right with Liv. He made his first start. He's making his first start soon.
That I have not heard. That would
I didn't
be
know that
huge
either.
News. Good for him if he did.
I think he did, unless I saw a Barry McCockiner post or something.
I mean, if you really think about it, I mean, there's really like 6 or 7 golf tournaments that you really pay attention to: the 4 majors, the Players, the Ryder Cup, which is not. I mean, it's a tournament, but it's a team event. Yeah. And probably the Waste Management Open is probably the biggest one. Other than that, the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, and that's really after that. See ya. Yeah,
you're losing casual golf fans after that. I mean, I'm more than a casual. I watch every week, but I know I'm in the minority on that. Like, most people aren't watching the Mayakoba Classic and the fucking the Barbados Open. I am, because I'm a moron, but I know who the 250th ranked golfer in the world is. And I don't have any reason to. I just, I love golf.
Love golf.
Golf. Well,
what else we got here?
Hopefully golf gets their shit together, because right now Jay Monahan seems like the fucking leader of the NCAA. He's got no fucking power. He's a fucking figurehead.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Dodgers make a move. Yankees make a move. Nothing that really excites me.
No.
Yeah, nothing. It's crazy that we're two months away. We're literally a week away from pitchers and catchers, and Cody Bellinger is not on a baseball team. I just think that's insane. But I mean, I guess there's going to be news coming soon. I mean, the reigning Cy Young and a former MVP in the last 5 years are just sitting in free agency, and I don't know what's going on.
Are they both Boris guys?
That I don't know. I think Bellinger is, but I think Bellinger is going to be looking for a long-term deal, and I think a lot of people are going to be looking to sign him for like kind of a prove it deal. Although last year he signed the prove it deal with the Cubs and he was
He
great.
proved it.
Yeah, he proved it. So, go get your money, man. I don't blame him if he's getting undercut. I don't blame him for sitting out right now, but I feel bad for him, really.
Yeah,
I don't feel bad
some
for a
news
man making
coming up.
that much money. I don't.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't.
We're talking about potential for generational wealth here, though.
Maryland basketball, you get 7 minutes of our time. You fucking stink. Figure it out. That's it. All right.
Yeah,
done.
they could get 30
Jesus.
seconds of our time for all I care. It just sucks watching them. They're not much fun to watch.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about them in the shot clock time. I mean, like, you suck. Figure it out. I know you love your coach. Your coach is a decent human being, according to everybody. What the fuck is going on?
You play decent defense, but you can't shoot 30% a game and expect to win games.
You're probably going to see a bunch of these motherfuckers leave in the goddamn transfer portal.
Yeah.
Do we have any recruits coming in? Any recruits coming in that you know of, Dusty?
I don't know anything off the top of my head. I'd have to reach out to my friends who know a little bit more about the Terps recruiting stuff. But I know, for the last 10 years, we've had promising recruits. And what have we done in the last 10 years to instill any faith in the program, Maryland basketball? It's been a long time since I've been really excited. It's been since when I was at Maryland, which I graduated from there in 2016. Maybe the year after that we were pretty decent, but since then it's been more of the same. Will they or won't they make the tournament? They're kind of a bubble team every year. If they do make the tournament, they're going to get bounced in the round of 32 anyway. So what's the point?
There's 68 teams that make the fucking tournament. If you don't make the tournament, I think the coach should immediately be fired, with no money given to him ever again. Like from that,
this is one of the top basketball programs in the country. It should be. It used to be. If you can't be one of the top 68 teams in the country, then what are you doing?
And you're in the fucking DMV where there's a ton of fucking talent. And it's like being in Rucker Park in New York. I mean, that's why fucking Rick Pitino's doing what he's doing at St. John's. Like, you got to pull talent here. And I know we have Under Armour money. I mean, you just go to Kevin Plank's backyard, dig up his fucking doghouse. There's probably like a fucking sack of cash.
Yep.
Yeah,
that goes for the football team too. I mean, we can move on to that with Talia's stuff. It looks like he got his last year appeal for an extra year denied, so he's declaring for the NFL draft.
Yeah, that sucks for him.
All that stuff about him entering the transfer portal and is all.
That really sucks for him specifically because he's not an NFL quarterback. He's too small. No. So even if he does get drafted, it might be 6th or 7th round. He's more likely going to be an undrafted free agent kind of guy. And look, he could have gotten, a nice $500,000, $750,000 paycheck from some booster at Nebraska or whatever. Any name a college football team that needs a quarterback and nothing else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Iowa,
and it sucks. Yeah, it's definitely Iowa. They need an offensive overhaul.
They need a pulse on offense.
Yeah. But yeah, it sucks for him because he could have gotten a nice payday, but also his brother's Tua Tagovailoa. He's going to make freaking hundreds of millions of dollars. He's going to be fine.
He'll go play on a practice squad or go play in the new league that The Rock and all them are creating. Yeah. He'll do something.
It's crazy, though. It's the first time I've seen in the last, 5 years where the player didn't get what he wanted in college sports. It feels like the player just pretty much gets whatever they want. They can go from team to team to team to team.
They had a couple of those transfers that they were not letting play at the beginning of the year. That was bullshit.
Yeah.
Like the UNC guy and somebody else. I can't remember.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that, but I don't remember it well enough to talk and comment on it.
The NCAA is a train wreck with a baby on fire meeting in the middle. They are fucking awful. They're so stupid. I don't think the NCAA, Brooks, you should go knock on the door and I bet you no one answers. They wait for Yahoo Sports to give them fucking, dirt on people. And then they go investigate it. And it takes them 7.5 years to fucking figure it out. I think the Reggie Bush case might still be going on. They might still be trying to find his Heisman. Like, it's so ridiculous. They suck.
Yeah. Dude, they're not gonna be around in the future. I mean, I don't see a world with them around. They'll be doing D2 and D3 stuff, but D1's going to become its own entity here.
These conferences are going to start regulating themselves. It's gonna
they're all just going to tell the NCAA to go fuck themselves and be like, you know what, we don't need you. I don't know why you're still here.
Yeah. I mean, Greg Sankey of the SEC commissioner is the glorified commissioner of college football.
Basically, yeah.
And that merger that they did, and that was a news dump on Friday afternoon, like 4:30, that the Big Ten and the SEC merged together. I think that might be like 30 or 35 teams right there, just based on the two conferences and what they already have. You're going to see this where they're going to have 50 to 60 teams, and then they're just going to make It's so weird. Right now, USC and UCLA will have to fly to like Rutgers, right, to play a football game. Once they merge all together, like all these super conferences merge together, then they're going to make divisions where they play locally. They're going to go right back to what the fuck they were doing. They're just not going to name them Pac-12 or, the Big 12 or.
Yep.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be a lot different, and then it's going to be a lot of the same eventually.
How they get there, I have no fucking idea. I mean, that's a jumbled fucking mess. But I mean, you want to talk about a figurehead? That is, I don't even know. It used to be Mark Emmerick. I don't know who the fuck the leader of the NCAA is, but whatever it is, he probably sits there and just eats fucking ho-hos and bonbons in his office and does nothing.
Mark Emmerick was a clown too.
Oh, absolutely.
I really wish Saban would just go in and just say, "I'm just going to fucking do this."
I bet you. I seriously think if he did like a campaign and went around to all these different conferences in the conference said, "Hey, you guys keep your conferences or however you want to do this. I'll be the new president of it all," like almost like the NFL or the MLB. Like,
make him the Goodell of college football, or make him the czar of college football.
You know my feelings on all this stuff. We all agree. I'll run it. Like, I'm like the godfather of NFL football or NCAA football at this point. So let's start the train here.
When he took over Alabama, he like went in there and he said, "You need to do this different. You need to do this different. You need to start marketing your guys who are going to the NFL. You did so many smart things." And he would just go in there and completely overhaul the whole system, and that's what it needs.
I really think Greg Sankey is the perfect guy for the job. He's already basically running it. So, and with this merger with the Big Ten, I mean, those are the two power players, right? It's the two prom kings. They're rolling. I think Greg Sankey is that guy. And I'll also say this, and I know it's a little weird to say, I could really see Greg Sankey becoming the next NFL commissioner when Roger Goodell steps down.
Yeah.
Goodell just got extended, though, right?
Yeah. I think so. I think got like another 4 years or something like that.
4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I could see that happening for sure. I mean, why not?
Yeah, you have
unless
experience.
Obviously they don't like anybody that much underneath Goodell, or else Goodell would be retiring here soon.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody, all the owners love him.
Yeah, because he's making a fuck ton of money in entertainment in the TV world.
Still relatively young for that age, right? Like he's not in his 70s or 60s.
I think he's 70.
Mm-hmm. Is he really?
Yeah, because I mean, there's been rumors of retirement for a couple years now, and then they extended him 4 more years.
Yeah,
but I mean,
that'll probably be
the NFL just keeps going yodely, 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 yodely up and to the right.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy's just making money hand over fist for all these owners. So why would you ever?
Yeah, if you're an owner, I don't. I mean, can't really
he pushed out the bad owner that everybody hated. I mean, he obviously, like with any head job, you're gonna come across some decisions where you're not gonna make the right decision or the most popular decision or whatever. It's gonna happen. But for the most part, he's been the best commissioner out of any sport I've seen in my lifetime. I mean,
I'll take Adam Silver over Roger Goodell. I know that's not, we're not weighing here. I like Adam Silver a ton. I mean, think about it. The first couple months on the job, he had to fucking get rid of Donald Sterling because of all that shit with the race. Goodell pulls bitch moves in regards to today, for example. a lot of the reporters for the Super Bowl don't get in town till like Wednesday. And he bumped up his press conference, like his State of the Union, to today. And it's invite only. It's not even a real press conference. At this point, it's just a fucking sham because he's the one that faced tough questions.
Yeah. So he's trying to dodge real media.
He's dodging real media. And what he's doing is I think he might be doing it in a couple hours. And then tonight, I think, is the actual media day with all the players. And that's where people want to, like, ask Travis Kelce about Taylor Swift, Patrick Mahomes about how he sounds like the Cookie Monster, like stuff like that.
Well, a lot of people don't get out there till Wednesday.
Yeah. So he pushed it up so that he didn't have to deal with that shit.
Yeah.
That's a bitch move. Answer questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know what he does? He's a politician. So like every time you ask him anything, he just talks in circles. He's the best guy to talk for 45 minutes and not say anything.
It's him and Derek Jeter. Derek Jeter could tell you everything you want to hear and you learn nothing.
So
what's Jeter doing now? Is he still in Miami?
Nah, he got out.
So
he got out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He said it wasn't going like, I forget, paraphrasing, but the direction wasn't going the way that he anticipated or something like that.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah. Anybody else got anything they want to talk about today, or you guys want to wrap it up?
I want to talk about what is Rodgers doing tonight.
Ooh, I got my stupid fucking staff party tonight. Not that my staff is stupid, but I got my staff party tonight. And it's just like everyone goes there and just bitches about work. And it's my day off. I don't want to talk about work. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that sucks.
I'm going to just be in the men's bathroom, just chugging beers by myself. Oh man! All right, so I
saw Dean yesterday. I forgot to tell you guys. I saw
really?
Mr. Dean yesterday.
Woo!
Yeah, yesterday was. For those of you who don't know, I work at a bar called the Green Turtle. You might have heard of it.
Local legend. Dean's a local
world
legend.
famous, the world famous Green Turtle. And my particular Green Turtle was turning 25 years old yesterday, so we had a big party there. And yeah, Mr. Dean made an appearance. It was great.
You can become world famous. You can become world famous in 25 fucking years.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah. What were you about to say, Brian?
I have one question for you guys. Over under 22.5 for the jersey number of the person that scores the first touchdown in the Super Bowl.
So under you have Debo, Pacheco, and the two quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And over you have everyone else.
Yeah,
give me over. I'll take McCaffrey and Kelce. Give me over.
Because what's McCaffrey's 23?
McCaffrey's 23. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. That's a great number.
Yeah. And then you got Rashid Rice, so I know catches a bunch of passes now for Patrick. I think he's like number 4 or something like that.
Yeah. He would be under too. But if you take over, you have McCaffrey, Kelce, you got Kittle, you got Ayuk. Or no, Ayuk's number 11.
I think Ayuk's 11. Yeah.
Shit. I'm gonna have to rethink this. That's an insane bet to make.
Watch it be a fucking offensive lineman wearing like 72 or something. It comes in and reports that.
What are the odds on this? Where'd you find this one?
I made this one up on the fly. This is on me.
This is
put some odds on these and throw them to Vegas. Little did we know.
Whenever this podcast blows up and we get. Whenever this podcast blows up and we get sponsored by FanDuel, this is the kind of thing we're going to be able to put on their stupid website.
Stupid website.
Call me Sam Rothstein, bitches.
You had another one. You had another one that you were texting about the other night about the pie or something, right?
Yeah. So I was going to say we pick a jersey number. We pick a jersey number of the person you think is going to score the first touchdown. So basically, what I call is close to the hole. So it's not Price is Right rules. You can go over. And whoever is the furthest away. So let's say, for example, Brooks, you pick 70. And Brandon Ayuk scores and his number's 11. You're the furthest away. Dusty and I beat you. Yeah. You got to get pied in the face by like Caitlin. Right on camera. I'll let Kirsten behind me.
That sounds great.
I'm in.
I'm in.
All right. So let's put them on the board here. What number? I'll let Brooks go first. Since
Well, this has got to be like a draft pick kind of thing. Because I'm just gonna pick 23.
you going 23?
Yeah,
Well,
dude. McCaffrey's the best
how about
player.
this? Let's do our picks. Like we've explained it. We'll do our picks on the next podcast because I want to think about this a second.
Yeah. Let's we'll text each other. That's way it's confidential. Is that fair?
That's
Everyone.
fair.
No. We'll do another podcast this week and we'll do a brief summary like we just did right here about what the bet actually is, and then we'll do our picks right before
Okay.
when we do our Super Bowl preview.
Yeah, that works for me.
That way it's all in one. But,
That's fine. But
okay.
the basic rules of the bet are we all pick a jersey number. You just pick a number, and whoever is the farthest from the hole. You understand what that means? Farthest from the hole
of the guy who scores the first touchdown.
Yeah, whoever's the furthest away, the biggest difference. How about that? The biggest difference. That person has to pie themselves or have someone pie them on our podcast next week.
I am super in. That sounds hilarious.
It's just something. It's something different, man. Why not?
Oh, absolutely.
I know.
Absolutely.
I know, but I want to think about this for a second.
Yeah, it's not like you got to shave an eyebrow or go get a fucking spray tan. Like you're just getting pied in the face for a minute.
No, but I mean, then you have to take into account, like, all right, who do I think you're guessing on who's going to win the coin flip?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, but all right, boys.
So we'll make our picks. We'll do another one here before the weekend to do our Super Bowl preview show, I guess.
Look out for that this weekend before the game comes, or before the game on Sunday. We'll have that podcast out by Saturday at least, at the latest. And we'll have that out. That'll be some props, our picks for the game, how we think it's going to go. Do we think Reba McEntire is going to go over or under on the national anthem? That kind of stuff. Or
pass away before the national anthem actually occurs.
Hey, you don't talk about Reba that way.
I love my Reba. I love my redheads. I date a redhead, man. Come on.
All right, cool, guys.
All right, guys. Everyone be good.
Okay, catch you guys on the next one.
Absolutely. Thanks for hanging out, guys.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you.